I don't want to assume that everybody knows why so many people are moving from California, New York, Illinois, anywhere here to Tennessee. Because, coming from these places, it's such a huge oppression that, we might sit back and go, why would somebody ask me that? But, if you don't necessarily, watch all the news and everything like that, you might not know. So today's video is just going to let you guys know why this California guy knows exactly why so many people are coming here to Tennessee. So it's really huge in California, especially when COVID hit. So many mandates came in that said, hey, you need to be vaccinated, or if you're not, you need to be tested. Hey, if somebody's in the hospital and you're not vaccinated, you can't see them or visit them. And so many things just came out of COVID that made so many people freak out and go, hey, what in the world is going on here? How can you tell me how to run my life and I have to do this if I don't listen to what you say? And so the number one thing that a lot of people are leaving places to come to Tennessee is, number one, freedom from just mandated government, putting that all together, I guess, government mandates, where they're telling us you have to do this, and if you don't, we're going to make life heck for you. And so from these liberal Democrat governors or government that are just saying, hey, this is what we're doing, we're running the show, we're going to tell you how to live your life, from gun control to abortion to COVID to everything, critical race theory. We are going to mandate to you what we want, how you're going to do this. You better listen to us or you're going to be ridiculed, abused, whatever that is, lose your job. And so that's why so many people are, just leaving, saying sorry. And what's shocking to me is so many people have left way sooner than the big giant exodus, that happened in 2020, 2021, and then this year of 2022. And so the number one thing is people are just politically and morally fed up. We're fed up with the crime, and the crime happens because these are all the places that are saying defund the police. And if you think about it, if they're wanting to defund the police, that means, hey, we're going to be giving all of these criminals and all these people that are doing the bad things, we're going to be giving them all of the benefit of the doubt. And wait a second. Yeah, you can do that. And so there's this revolving door of crime, and it feels like the criminals have more rights than the normal people do, that the non-criminals. And so all of that to say, we're all fed up. We don't want our tax dollars funding abortions and having people come from other states where they might be saying, you can't get an abortion here. And they're welcoming them, saying, we'll pay for it. We'll allow you to come here and do that. Not on my dime, you're not. And so for those of you wondering, that's number one. We're just fed up morally and politically what's happening in our states. Number two, I would say, is it's coming down to, it kind of trickles onto the other. We don't feel safe in our states where they're saying, you know what? Yeah, defund the police so more people are getting away with all of this crime. Now that trickles down to, we don't feel safe in our own homes anymore. We don't feel safe in our businesses and work. And that's making us go, you know what? I'm going to go to a place where people can, have guns and not have to worry about giving them up or have some type of law that restricts people from having them. We want to feel safe. And so I believe a lot of these reasons kind of piggyback on each other. When we looked at crime was happening all around where my son and daughter were working. I don't want them working where they're going to be held up, where they have to worry about looking over their shoulder. And, not to say that crime doesn't happen here in Tennessee, but the odds of it happening are a whole lot less because back in California, it was a revolving door again. You commit a crime, you're back on the street in 24 hours. And it's like, well, what's going to deter anybody from, committing crimes if I just back on the street again? And so I would say number two is we just didn't feel safe. Number three, as a public educator, I felt very out of control what was happening in our schools. I was told, hey, you know what? If somebody is a transgender and wants to go into the opposite locker room, there's nothing you can do. I'm like, sure there is. I'm going to pick that person up and say, you're not going into that locker room. But if I did, I'd lose my job. And so I was also told, hey, you can't have boy and girl lines. I'm like, wait, what is going on here? And so there was so much immoral things going on in our state. That's another thing that drove me out. How dare you tell me that I can't take somebody out of the girls' locker room that's claiming to be a girl that's really a boy? And all of this stuff that's happening in public schools and this attack on children, the abortion that I talked to you about. And so when you add all of this up, and then I haven't even talked about, cost of living, but the thing that I've learned coming here to Tennessee is when I go to grocery shopping, the cost of living isn't that much different than back in California. But the gas is probably double of what it was here. The electricity was double. The insurance was almost double. And so people are fleeing these places for a lot of reasons, but I've just named you the biggies right there. And so I'm going to go ahead and tell you firsthand, when we came to Tennessee, there was this lifting spirit, this freedom spirit of saying, you know what? I don't have to worry about critical race theory. I don't have to worry necessarily about crime and the government of my state saying, hey, you know what, criminals, we like you, and if you commit this crime, we're just going to give you a slap on the wrist and let you back out again so you can do your stuff all over again. I don't have to worry about my tax dollars going to fund abortions. There's just so much that I came here going, you know what? Yeah, it feels good. I don't have to worry about going to the elections and worrying about, you know what, my vote really doesn't matter because the whole state is Democratic. The government can be as corrupt as they want because they don't have to worry about getting voted out because the whole state, sorry, not the whole state, but it was just demoralizing to say, okay, I'm voting for the governor, but why do I feel like I'm wasting my time? Why am I voting for this proposition on drugs, legalizing marijuana, when I know that the whole state's going to just pretty much vote against me anyway? And so I know it's kind of a bad attitude to have, but it was hard not to have that feeling. Obviously, I wanted to do my part and say, hey, I'm a conservative. I'm going to vote conservative, and we're going to band together and try to fight this thing. I was getting heck on the radio when pastors would say, don't leave California because there's going to be less and less of us to fight all of this corruption. And I understand that, but I didn't have a choice. I didn't want to teach in the public school system if I was going to be forced to take COVID vaccines or lose my job. I didn't want to have a rental on a house and find out a month from now that I don't have a job, and how am I going to pay for this house that now I don't have a job with? So that's what forced us here to Tennessee, and I'm loving it. And sorry if this whole video has seemed like a rant, but it's true. It's truth, it's reality. And the bright side and the rainbow is we are here in Tennessee and loving it. And every day it's not easy. I'm making less here. There's a billion things to get used to. That's a total culture shift from what it was in California. There's so many things because I lived there for over 50 years that I had to get used to over here. But at the end of the day, it's worth it because I know I'm in a place where conservative values are appreciated and fought for here in Tennessee. So all of that wrapped up to just say people are leaving California and other states for Tennessee because they're trying to run almost like the Israelites from the oppression, from government, from morality. They're trying to get to greener pastures. And that's another thing, man. It's so green here in Tennessee because we actually get rain. Funny thing, right? So, guys, if you're new to this channel, my name is Mitch. We have moved from California to Tennessee and learning so much stuff every day. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button and that bell so every Wednesday and Saturday you will get notified of a brand new video. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you in my next video.